I was born in Joliet, Canada, 1931, and I was brought up in Lewiston, Maine, which at that time had 41,000 people. To this day, it still has 41,000 people. So I wanted to live in Colorado, because that's where I went on the Greyhound bus. 3 days and 3 nights. It was the most exciting time of my life, which tells you the amount of excitement that was available in Lewiston, Maine. But there wasn't any kind of job there available, wasn't much. So the ads in the Tribune is what convinced me Chicago was the land of opportunity. So I got the Greyhound bus to come here. Landed on Wednesday night. The very next day, I got the kind of job I was looking for, working for a trade magazine. And then I started looking around for a place to live. I found an apartment to share, 640 West Buckingham, $9 a week. I didn't know where that was. I asked somebody, and they said, oh, it's 27 blocks this way. So I walked all the way, which is how it was in Lewiston, Maine. Those were the longest blocks I ever walked. And I got a weekend job working at this fancy nightclub called Mr. Kelly's. And that's where I heard Billie Holiday sing. She was on her last leg. Bob Hope used to come in almost every night with a bunch of women. Also Jerry Colonna. But after a couple of months, I got fired from that job because of a proposition that I didn't agree to by the chef there. So then I went back to my regular job, which I always had all this time. And then I bought some tickets to Orchestra Hall with my roommate, which we were sharing an apartment by then. And that's where I met a young man called Jim DesJardins. He was sitting next to me. And that's how we met, was in Orchestra Hall, October 31st, 1954. And I later married the same man, about a year and a half later. And then I wound up with 3 boys, Jim, Michael, and John. Then we moved to Hyde Park, which at that time was there was a lot of interesting things going on, a lot of community organizing, and we thought it was an interesting place to live. We had wanted to live in South Shore, but we couldn't find a place to live there. Anyway, so we've been here. I've been here ever since. Now I'm a free woman. I've been since 1976. And I'm enjoying my life as a single person, doing all kinds of things, politics, the fun part, community organizing, and singing, and also writing. I wrote a lot of articles for the Hyde Park Herald. They're in the archives there.
2 books.
Okay.
Did you write any books?
That's right. I wrote 2 books that we sold more than 50,000 copies just in-house. How to organize and move bureaucracies, and how to get services by being assertive. People used to call me all the time and say, oh, I'm having trouble getting help. So I would tell them what to do, and then I decided it was very time consuming, so I decided to write a book, telling people how to do it. And
As part of your organization?
yeah, right.
What was its name?
That was part of the organization I worked for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at first it was called Coordinating Council for Handicapped Children, and later on we changed our name to Family Resource Center on Disabilities. And I retired about 10 years ago, and I've just been enjoying my retirement and doing fun things and traveling with an organization called Road Scholar, which is very which organizes trips for people in my age group. I've been on more than 25, and I also have traveled with my son. We've been to several cruises, and I've also been to Costa Rica,
In Europe.
to his beautiful place there, and it's so close to the airport. I mean, it's very.
And you've been doing singing?
And I've also been, doing a lot of singing on my own. And
Can you sing us a song? How about Yesterday?
Yesterday, when I was young, the taste of life was sweet as rain upon my tongue. I thrilled at life as though it was a foolish game, the way the evening breeze may tease a candle flame. 1,000 things I dreamed, splendid things I planned, I always built, alas, on weak and shifting sand. But I ran so fast that time at last ran out. I never stopped to think what life was all about. Yesterday, when I was young, so many happy songs were waiting to be sung. So many wayward pleasures lay in store for me, and so much pain my dazzled eyes refused to see. I ran so fast, the time and youth at last ran out. I never stopped to think what life was all about, and every conversation I can now recall concerned itself with me and nothing else at all. Yesterday, the moon was blue, and every crazy day brought something new to do. I teased at life as though it were a foolish game, the way the evening breeze may tease a candle flame. I lived my life with arrogance and pride, and everything I lived to quickly die. The friends I made somehow all seem to drift away, and only I am left on stage to end this play. There are so many songs in me that won't be sung. I feel the bitter taste of tears upon my tongue. Time has come for me to pay for yesterday when I was young.